Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Let's talk about some uncivilized mutts. Imagine, if you will, you're at home in the middle of the night, in bed, sleep. You hear a loud bang at your front door. You retrieve your firearm to protect yourself. You realize that your front door has been breached. Your home is being invaded. You engage the intruders. They shoot, you shoot back. A member of your household is murdered. You shortly thereafter realize that the intruders are members of the police department. Subsequently, those police officers are charged after video evidence comes out, proving that they lied on their report. And then, just a couple of years later, a judge dismisses the charges and blames you for the murder. Here's the deal. In 2022, Detective Joshua James and Sergeant Kyle Meany were charged with submitting a false affidavit to search Breonna Taylor's home before the raid, and then creating a fake story to cover it up so that they could avoid responsibility after Breonna was killed during the raid. They were also charged with felonies for using a dangerous weapon to deprive Breonna of her Fourth Amendment right to defend herself against unreasonable search. But U.S. District Judge Charles Simpson says there's no link between the warrantless entry and Breonna's death, claiming the immediate cause of her death was the fact her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, shot at officers who responded with lethal force. Dropping the weapons charge is a huge victory for both officers because if convicted, they could have received life sentences. It's worth noting that neither of them were at the actual raid. However, these low-down, devil, conniving bastards are the ones who put the wheels in motion to kick off the entire conflict in the first place. If not for them falsifying the warrants, Breonna Taylor could possibly still be alive. This, fam, is what they do. This happens all over the United States on a daily basis. These two just got caught. James and Meany still aren't out the woods yet. Meany faces one charge of false statement to federal investigators, while James has been charged with 2 counts of falsification of records, conspiracy to falsify records, and witness tampering. James could get up to 40 years if convicted, and Meany could get a measly 5 years. They've both been fired from Louisville PD. Breonna Taylor's 2020 death sparked outrage across the country and contributed to widespread protest, rightfully so. These uncivilized mutts must be stopped by any means necessary, and I do mean any means necessary. You know what? They should receive the death penalty. Every last police officer involved in the case. But you know why? One of the reasons why they won't put the death penalty on the table for dirty police officers is because they feel like it's going to undermine their authority to use lethal force. They, in their minds, the way that they justify it is that the police officer is going to be so afraid that they might be convicted and sentenced to death that they'll end up compromising the situation and maybe get themselves killed or allow a killer to run amok. Those are just talking points. That's just deflection. That's just what they do. These uncivilized mutts took an oath to protect the city of Louisville, and they broke that oath. They should be held to a higher standard than the rest of us. All police officers should be held to a higher standard when using lethal force than the rest of us. If it's you or me and we run up in somebody's house and kill somebody, we out of here. So why shouldn't it apply for them? There should be no constitution for no-knock warrants, point blank, period. Even if they're going after a known criminal, even if they verified the address 1,000,000 times, even if the dude stuck his head out the door, there should be no situation where the police can execute a no-knock warrant because they get it wrong too often. They also kill people inside of the house who may not be privy to the fact that the other person inside the house is a wanted person. They should not have that type of complete autonomy to just do whatever the hell they want to do. That's what no-knock warrants do. No-knock warrants give unscrupulous police officers and people who work in law enforcement the ability to just go in and invade somebody's house that they don't like. You know what? I don't like that fool. You know what, man? Listen, look at me. Hook that paperwork up for me right quick, man. We're gonna run up in that fool house. Remember, y'all, they say it all the time. Police are just people. They got families. You know, they got wives, they got kids, they got husbands, you know, they got mamas and daddies. They are just doing their job. So the people who work for us have more rights than we have. Their life is more valuable than our lives. Nah, and that's why every last one of us need to protect ourselves. We need to consider ourselves just as important as the police. And that's what Breonna Taylor's boyfriend did. He came out blazing. Like, hold on, man. You know, and look here, fam. If these guys were not police officers and they were they were criminals, but if they were just the regular street criminals and Breonna Taylor's boyfriend wouldn't have came out blazing, he would have been put in a body bag also. So they want us to just know that it's them. When our homes are broken into, when our homes are invaded, they want us to just know that it's them, not a regular gangster, a regular killer, a regular criminal. We have to know that for certain. But in any other case, if it's not the police and we drop somebody who breaks into our home, we good to go. No charges. If they come in our house with guns trying to kill us, if they break in, for whatever reason, we down them, we good to go. But, hey, it was a police officer, and you should know that. Nah, fam, they got to get rid of those no-knock warrants all across the country. The no-knock warrants disproportionately affects and targets members of the Black community and brown community. If the police executes a no-knock warrant in a prominent neighborhood, in a prestigious neighborhood, they will make sure they got it right 1,000 times before they do so, because they know what comes with that. But they do it to poor people. They do it in low income areas because they know that they can get away with it in most cases. In this case, they overplayed their hand, and the uncivilized mutts were exposed. R.I.P. Breonna Taylor. No more talk.